Testing. We are recording.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Weigh-In. I don't know exactly what we're going to title this episode, but we are going to talk about the coronavirus.
We need to.
Yeah, so obviously it's a pandemic, you know.
Officially?
Yeah, it's an official pandemic, and a pandemic is anything that affects the globe on a negative level, you know, especially something that's, you know, a viral, you know, emergency, which this is, you know.
Yeah, it truly is, but it's not like, here's the thing, even though it's still technically a pandemic, it's not a pandemic of like the numbers in the millions. So it still technically gets the term, but it's not like, you know, like the Black Plague style one.
Yes. So the coronavirus disease 2019, also known as COVID-19, is an infectious disease caused by the severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS, you know, and it's primarily spread between people via respiratory droplets from coughs and sneezes. The virus is thought to have an animal origin, and it was first transmitted to humans in Wuhan, China, December 31st, 2019. Roughly,
yeah.
Roughly.
Which means they might have been dabbling with that for a few months prior.
They might have had it a few months prior.
So it was probably an accident that actually started the spread of it. Like that one particular doctor who announced it, and later on he died and disappeared.
Yeah. So we don't know exactly what's going on. You know, children are not as in danger as the elderly so far. You know,
yeah.
As of the numbers, if you're obese, if you have diabetes, if you're a smoker, have emphysema, COPD, you are highly at risk because it's a respiratory disease. You know, for what we know right now, it cannot be passed to pets. You know, so if you're human and you have it, you will not affect your beloved animal, you know, Garfield the cat, or, you know,
yeah.
You know. And here's another thing that I didn't know when I was doing my research for this. You can relapse. So you can get cured, and actually get it again.
I'm not surprised. I've heard some stories of that already.
There have been some cases, so I thought that was a little bit something to definitely point out. And the thing about a virus is a small infectious agent that replicates only inside the living cells of the host organism, you know, and it affects the host, you know, as soon as contact is made. So right now, everything's shut down. NFL, NHL, baseball concerts are being shut down. It's a containment act because the thing about this disease is the way to treat it is to stop the spread, because there is no cure for it as of right now. And that's not saying that they're not going to find a cure or it's going to take years to find a cure. You know, don't quote me, but I truly believe in my heart they're going to find a cure before the year is up.
Oh, I would think so. I don't think it's a case of, because right now, being the pandemic that it is, everybody's working extra hard, burning the midnight oil. I believe we'll probably have something by summer, because there's a bunch of different things that they're actually working on right now, or I should say, let me correct myself, that are actually in place right now that actually can actually limit some of the problems that are related to the connection to the actual disease. There's things that help them breathe better. There's different type of things you can take and do that actually take some of the pressure off of the disease. So it's not like you're left all alone on an island and you're surrounded by water and nobody's going to save you. You know, some people are going to have a harder time finding certain things, but that's a good sign also. And they might adapt some of those things to whatever the cure problem is going to be, or whatever the shot would be.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, good friend of Queen City, good friend of yours. I know him. He's a very good guy. You know, American politician Mark Polocarz,
yes, good man,
has issued a state of emergency for Erie County,
and that's in the state of New York.
That's state of New York. Excuse me, state of New York. So Erie County, state of New York. There's official state of the emergency because there was 3 cases, as we know of right now today, March 15th, 2020. One was in Buffalo. They found a person. That person's isolated. One was in Grand Island, and it escapes me where the third person was.
Clarence, New York. It was Clarence, New York, which is north of Amherst, New York.
Yes. So there was a state of emergency issued. So we're not on quarantine yet, but we're on a semi, not even I don't want to say lockdown, but we're kind of in that zone of, if you don't have to leave the house, stay in the house.
Oh, without a doubt. But there are a lot of people who are still trying. The reason why they're out right now, a lot of people are in certain department stores and food stores in a bit of an abundance is they know there's going to be a lockdown element to this within that 4-week cycle that they're talking about, the lockdown period, to see what happens, see if the curve actually drops down during the 4 weeks. But if you're going to be in a lockdown mode, you got to have enough supplies to get by.
Absolutely.
So I think after this weekend, maybe a few weeks, couple days coming up within the next week, we should see less people out and on the streets. It is a bit quiet, but like you said, where you work, you saw a ton of people also.
Yeah. So I work in a supermarket, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, it has been a zoo.
Yeah.
So everybody's shopping. I'm seeing a lot more people wearing masks. There are a lot of people wearing gloves, and there's a tentative uneasiness about everybody.
Most Americans are so used to being on top of the world that they don't realize what it takes to deal with situations. Very spoiled,
yes.
Very spoiled. But they got that intestinal fortitude which can come to the top on this.
Yes.
I mean, it's not like all doom and gloom. If you let it become doom and gloom, it's going to be. And I will admit, I felt a little negative. I felt a little off my game the last couple of days. But, here I am doing the show with my partner over here. I feel much better. You've got to be surrounded with good people that make you feel good. I think about family, children, stores, customers, the shutting down of things. We're going to pull through this, folks.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So some of the things I want to talk about going forward in this episode is, okay, first it was the sanitizer thing.
Yeah.
So you have people out there that are trying to make money off something that's essential for people's survival. And you got to think about the ethics of this. Okay. There was the one guy that I believe everybody's seen, the guy from Tennessee that rode around and was buying up all the sanitizers. The guy's got a garage full of sanitizer, and he was trying to do the price gouging thing. And, and salute to Amazon for shutting down his account and not letting them, sell it, online at these like exuberant prices. He was selling like $10 bottles for like $100, $150 before.
He had a ranging scale, is what he had.
Okay.
He was charging $70, $108, $112, $132. What?
Preying on people's fears.
Yeah.
That is the absolute wrong thing to do.
It's so it's so anti-American.
Yeah, that is anti-American. It's anti-human. It's a despicable thing. Like, you're a repugnant person for doing that.
If we still gave out lashes to people who need to be punished, this dude deserved about 35,
Singapore cane. Bend them over.
That's it,
It's not, because there are people, like, you got to think about this. When you're going out doing your shopping, you got to pause, take a breath, and realize that that you have to get the essentials, what you need, but you have to calculate, and you have to think about everybody else. I personally seen, not just at my supermarket, but at other places I was shopping at, people buying like 10 to 15, 24 packs of toilet paper.
TP, what's up with that?
Yeah, why do you need that much?
Doesn't make any sense.
Even if they quarantine, it's not going to be for like the rest of the year. You don't need that much. People buying all the paper towels. You can't get any Lysol products. You can't get any sanitized
wipes.
Yeah.
People were relying upon the baby wipes because those could be sanitary. They're probably sold out too, which means babies and parents have to deal with it now.
Yeah. People are buying all of this fresh food. How long do you think this is going to last? Do you have a deep freezer? You got to think about these things. Canned food is okay, but are you going to buy do you need 90 units of canned corn? Well, think about your fellow man. Think about
your fellow man. Relying upon canned foods is a good thing. It's got better shelf life, but you got to think about other people out there.
Yes.
There's been some photos that we've seen on the internet of older people watching people have stacked up, 3 carts in their family. It's like, and this little old lady, she can barely get into the supermarket.
It's sad.
It's very sad. And I'm talking, all over, all colors, everywhere.
And this is going around the country, and it's probably going on in different countries. So be mindful of that. You don't need all of that.
What I noticed today when I was out and about, I went to my Walgreens to pick up a prescription for blood pressure.
Okay.
And when I was there, I noticed that they had stocks of waters, they had towel products. So everybody's flocking to the chains, the Wegmans and the top supermarkets. Yes. But folks, there is stuff out there. You might be, maybe your Aldi's would be sold out. I'm not sure if they sell products like that. They probably do. But you can get those things in many different areas. There's dollar stores. It's not just all at Tops.
The Tops and the Wegmans have amended their hours. So all the as far as the Tops and the Wegmans go, they're not 24 hours.
Oh,
Any
yeah,
24-hour
Smart call.
store is
Yeah.
now turned into a store that's open from, let's say, 6 a.m. to midnight.
Well, that's sensible too.
Because they're going to do more cleaning now.
Yeah.
And Tops, and if you have a Tops
That's
or
right,
a
because they're
Wegmans,
loaded with people that could be possibly, I never thought of that.
and if you have a Tops or a Wegmans that normally closes at midnight, it's going to close I know the Tops are closing at 11, and the Wegmans may be closing at 11 or 10 because they want to get that extra cleaning time in.
Sure.
So another big thing I want to talk about is do not get your advice from some random person on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever.
Yeah, do some research. Yeah.
There is an institution called the CDC. It's the Center for Disease Control. They have a website. You can go to that website and you will get all the information that you need. And I guarantee that the coronavirus is going to be number one once you click on the page, and they will give you all the steps that you need to take. Every single thing. Don't go to Joe Smo or this chick Betty and be like, "What should I do?" I've heard some outrageous advice given. To the point where I had to pull people and be like, "Yo, you can't do this.
Okay,
you can't tell people
yeah.
that,
I heard a good one which actually works too. If you can't find hand sanitizer, you can use aloe vera that comes in a bottle. It's clear. It has a pump on it. It's made from plants, and you use rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
And I think I'd mentioned the other day. I think
you told me the other day.
You can have a little liquid. It might be a little like a strawberry flavored or an orange flavored type of a candle stuff.
To kill the alcohol smell.
Yeah, because it could burn a little bit too. But the aloe vera takes the burning aspect of it off.
Okay.
But that's when you rub that on or you do whatever you have to do and you wash your hands, you're not going to get like burned hands and dry chapped hands. And that's a cheap way of doing it, much more affordable. You can make tons of it for peanuts compared to if you're buying these bottles. Because you know what's going to happen? Even these like 24-ounce bottles that come from the stores that make waters and different things, or whatever it might be, they're going to have a 15-20% raise on these things. If you track the prices.
Yeah.
So greed sets in no matter how it works. And it's sad because it should not set in because of the demand. It's an artificial demand. It's not like everybody's buying it because it's that good. It's because
they need it.
They need it.
Yeah.
And that's not good. And we're going to hear that too. We're going to hear problems of gouging.
That's the unethical shit. Like that's the the price gouging. Like we talked about with the Tennessee dude. That's not cool, man.
No, not at all.
Moving forward, definitely check your sources. Go to the CDC. Just make sure anything that you do is from like a reputable source. Fact check. Even if you don't want to take what we're telling you right now, fact check. Now, one thing that nobody's really talking about is boosting your immune system. So there are certain things that you can do to make sure that your immune system is maintained and if not healthier and thriving. Number one, don't stress. Okay, like I've said before many times, meditation is an amazing way,
no doubt,
to lower your stress. Get proper sleep. Another amazing thing that you can do. More on the nutritional side and not talking supplements, but actual things that you can eat. You need to learn about your immune system, and we'll probably do another whole episode, but you need to get the right foods in. So you need to start eating yogurt, bananas, any food that has a high fiber content, because what this fiber is going to do, and the same thing with the yogurt. So the yogurt has the yogurt's cultured. So it has the probiotics in it. And the probiotics is what makes up a big portion of your immune system. So when you're eating that yogurt, you're repopulating your gut, your belly with these cultured probiotics that now bolster your immune system. But then there's prebiotics. The prebiotics are like your broccoli, your bananas, your garlic, your onion. They feed the prebiotics, they feed the probiotics. And this is going to make you healthier. This is going to make you stronger. Okay? Also, getting good sleep every night. Staying away from your processed foods. Definitely staying away from sugar. Staying away from these things. Having these practices is going to bolster your immune system, because that's what's going to happen. When a virus attacks you, it's attacking your body. And we get attacked by different things every day. But if we have a strong and healthy immune system, that's what fights these things off.
Mother Nature gave us that. God gave us that. No doubt about it.
Yes.
And you started off talking about stress a little bit there. One of the things also is if you watch a little bit too much news, back off on that a little bit and strain what you
Because they're only pushing the salacious stuff.
Correct. That's it. So don't watch it all day. Catch it in the morning. Catch it at night.
I was feeling a little weird because I was watching so much stuff.
I'll be the first to admit I was also. I'll be the second to admit, I should say. I felt the same way, but I
number one in my book, guy. So the last thing is they're saying stay away from large crowds, 250 people or more. Stay 3 feet away from everybody. If you get the disease or if you feel sick in any way, stay home. Stay away from older people and just think about everybody else. Be safe, everybody.
No doubt.
Thank you very much.
It's the weigh-in.
That's the weigh-in.